God grant that not the love of liberty, but a thorough knowledge of rights of man may pervade all the nations of the earth, so that a philosopher may set his foot anywhere on its surface and say, "This is my country."
A new phone system was needed, and after careful consideration and study, it was sold to the General Telephone Company. This brought to a close a nostalgic era in our lives that helped to provide a feeling of intimacy and togetherness between neighbors.
I'll bet she's gone to Ladies' Aid. This is Thursday, you know. Just a minute. I'll take a peek out the window to see. Away from the Methodist Church. Your dad's pickup has been over at Cooney's all day. Why don't you just pour yourself a glass of milk? Have a cup of cookies. Your mom should be home before long, dear. Thank you. It's $9.50 a ton. It's just in time for this cold weather, too. There will be a bridal shower at St. John's Lutheran Church basement in Depew Friday night for a very popular area couple, Cora Jacobson and Russell Johnson. Guard Brothers have some very good specials this week. Beef roast is 34 cents a pound. It'll take 7 ration points, but it'll be worth it. They have good meat. Cottage cheese is only 17 cents a pound, and it doesn't take any points at all. There's 5 bars of Wash Well laundry soap for 25 cents. Or you can save 16 cents if you buy a case of 90 for $3.90. It's good soap, too, because I use it all the time. If you still have sugar stamp number 36, you can buy 5 pounds of it for 55 cents. If you don't have in your own cream, for 28 cents, you can get 1 pound of Ole. It's got the yellow pill in it. All you have to do is let it soften, put the kids to work squeezing it. And before long, you'll have a beautiful butter substitute. A reminder, be sure and save your used fat. Bring in your full tin cans to Guard Brothers, and they'll give you 2 red points and 4 pounds. 4 cents a pound. Your government needs every drop of salvage fat that you can bring in. Oh, school has just been called off because of the blizzard. Superintendent Brower has just ordered all the buses back in. If you see any of the drivers go by your place, tell them to turn around, put the kids back at their homes, and come back to Cylinder. For further details, listen for the general ring.
Hello, Betty.
Oh,
How are you?
hi, Gertie.
How are you today?
Oh, I'm not too bad. How about you?
Not too bad. What are you doing today?
I'm adjusting, Gertie. What are you doing?
Well, I was doing that too and thought I just needed a little rest.
Oh,
And I was wondering if you heard about Joe's accident.
Joe's accident?
Yes.
No, what happened to Joe?
He fell and broke his leg.
He fell and broke his leg. Where did this happen at?
Oh, in front of Cootie's.
In front of Cootie's. Well, he spends a lot of his time in there. I'm certainly not surprised.
Well,
Hey, Gertie.
yes.
I hear a lot of noise on the telephone line.
Well, I can hear some noise too. I guess I'll have to have Joy Jacobson come out and check the batteries one of these days.
Well, I would certainly think so, because the noise is terrific on here tonight.
Yes, it is.
That's right, I tell you. What's Danny doing?
Oh, he's been helping Herman Norman at the hog buying station today.
Oh, boy, he ought to smell good when he gets home.
Yeah, my husband.
Hey, Gertie, I still hear some noise on this phone, and it sounds like somebody's breathing in it or something.
No, but I can hear that noise too.
Well, I tell you, I don't know, we must have a lot of them on this line or something.
Yes.
Are you going to the band concert?
Yes, I thought maybe I would. I think I like to hear the band, and I think Bob Sackett is kind of the Meredith Wilson of Cylinder.
Well, he certainly is. He's really done a lot for us, hasn't he?
Yes, he has.
Well, you know, there still is a lot of static on this phone, but then, of course, like you said, maybe it's just the telephone.
Yes. Did you hear about the bank robbery?
Yes, I did. You mean when Truman Townsend was down in the bank?
Yes, I heard that.
Well, I bet that poor man just about had a heart attack.
I bet he did too.
And can you imagine? Bob Freeman getting out there and chasing him, thinking he could catch him.
Oh, I know. I've heard that too.
Well, you know, he always was kind of a speed demon, but he found out that somebody could drive faster than he could. still a lot of static on this phone, but then you know how it is.
Yes, I do.
So have you heard any more good gossip?
Well, did you hear about the Prowler the other night?
The Prowler? Certainly not in Cylinder.
In the west part of town.
In the west part of town of Cylinder? Well, what was this all about now? I think I missed that.
Well, Mrs. George Freeman woke up, and she looked out her window, and there was a man in her yard.
A what?
A man out in her yard.
What time was this?
Oh, I think it was about 3 o'clock in the morning.
A man in Mrs. Freeman's yard at 3 o'clock in the morning? What in the world was he doing?
Well, she promptly called Gus Frank to see what was going on.
She called Gus Frank.
He told her to go back and look again, and it was probably Ben Stafford out getting night crawlers. You know how Ben likes to fish.
Well, I wonder what she thought when she found out who it was.
Well, she probably felt bad, but it would frighten you, you know.
That's right. Well, you know, Gertie, this phone is just absolutely something else. But I did hear some good news the other day. Well, I wouldn't say it was really good news, but I did hear some news.
What is that?
Well, I'll tell you what. Did you hear about the accident out to Irma Johnson?
No. What was that?
Well, it seems like this little boy got in Irma Johnson's car and rolled down the hill and crashed into her corn crib.
Oh, my, did they get hurt?
Well, you know who it was. It was Carolyn Meg's son, Gregory. And Ewing Sanders, I tell you, if that would have been my son, I don't know what I'd done to him, but I understand that they did get kind of hurt. He ended up with a big knot on his head.
Oh, my, was there someone with him?
Well, yes, he did have someone else with him. But, you know, Gregory was the one that was driving, I guess. I don't really know.
Oh.
They never could get anything straight.
Someone was on the line, and maybe they want to use it, so I better let you go. I'll talk to you again another day.
Okay, Gertie, if you hear any good news, be sure and let me know.
I will.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Sunday or holidays, except between 8 and 9 in the morning and 7 and 8 at night. Besides, it's after 10, and there's no calls permitted any night after 10 unless it's an emergency. You woke me up. I was sleeping. You know, I was awfully tired after I pumped all my water and hauled in the wood and brought the water in and put it on the cook stove and sorted the clothes and put them to soak. I've got to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning to get this wash done before the switchboard gets so busy. Monday's always a busy day.
Well, I have to talk to Wilma Wells. It's real important.
Another thing, your dad does not even have a share in the telephone company. Every call you make is costing him 10 cents. Is this call worth all that much money?
I guess not. I just wanted to ask Wilma what she was wearing to school tomorrow.
Good night.
Slight change in our program tonight. We understand that there's a gentleman in the crowd that was one of the first graduates of Cylinder High. Graduated in 1922, and if he can, we'd like him to come up. Lawrence Liston. Yes. Can I hear a yell if he's here? Can you come on up and be recognized? Wouldn't you like to hear him have a few words, comments about what it was like in 1922 to be one of the first graduates?
That telephone scene that was here, that exchange, telephone exchange, was in the back end of my dad's store, and the store was in Strike's grocery was. So I got in on some of that conversation. But I am happy to be here. I'm sorry to hear that a lot of them have graduated with me, and I guess at least 3 have passed on to their reward. So when I go, I will tell them hello from you here. Thank you.
Once again, our country is at war. The Second World War was declared in 1939. World War II killed more people, cost more money, damaged more property, affected more people, and probably caused more far-reaching changes than any other war in history. It opened the atomic age and brought about sweeping changes in warfare. President Franklin Delano Roosevelt took office during the severe economic depression of the 30s and led the nation through this crisis. By personal diplomacy, he laid the groundwork for the United Nations. Again, in 1950, Korea called several area residents to serve our country. 20 years later, men were called to fight in a conflict which was never declared a war. It was Vietnam. Irving Berlin composed the famous God Bless America, and it was first sung by Kate Smith in 1938. We sing it for you now.
to our nation's defenders. We would like all those present who served our country in the armed forces to please stand.
The youngest man ever elected president, defeated Richard Nixon in the 1960 election. Kennedy served 34 months before he was assassinated on November the 22nd of 1963 by Lee Harvey Oswald. 2 days later, Oswald was shot and killed by Jack Ruby. During the Kennedy administration, he established the Peace Corps, forced Russia to remove missiles from Cuba, and arranged a nuclear treaty with Russia. His quotation, "Ask not what your country can do for you, rather what you can do for your country," lives on today. If I say to you today, even though we face difficulties of tomorrow and today, I still have a dream. It is a dream that is deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up, live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. Martin Luther King, from his speech on the March on Washington, August 28, 1963. Martin Luther King was assassinated April 4, 1968 in Memphis, Tennessee by James Earl Ray. Robert Kennedy was shot June 5, 1968. He died the next morning. Sirhan was sentenced to death in April of 1969, but he still lives behind prison walls. These things, you see things and you say why, but I dream things that never were, and I say, why not?
safely to Earth in 1969. The historic first journey marked the achievement of the United States space exploration goals of the decade and stimulated the projection of new goals for the 70s and 80s. As Neil Armstrong said when he walked on the moon, one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. Space exploration brought home to the United States the importance of education. Educators urged that the content and the quality of the United States education be improved. Society was organized in 1937 to promote mission work. In 1947, they built a new brick building. Many people held showers and meetings in this building until 1974, when the building was sold. They still have 11 members and now meet in their homes. The Lions Club and the Federated Women's Club, together with 4-H clubs, provide leadership and civic service to the community. Businesses have come and gone. People leave or stay. This song will tell you how we find our town today.
So now we'd like to take you on a trip around our town and show you what some things to see and businesses we found. So sit right back and listen in, there will be no cost. For this is just to help you folks from probably getting lost. So when you're heading toward the curve, your co-op you will see is there to serve you always with fuel, seed, and feed. And west of there's a place to say that Andy's never late. He spreads it all around the field and calls it his crop day. On the curve you'll plainly see is Berkman Building Center with all you'll ever need. And up the street we fly the flag as proud as we can be. It is the place you give your mail to Buster or Kenny. The only bar in town is simply known as Friend's Place, but it is world They sold it for $1 and they called it Area 3. And while he wiped those camper sails, they come from near and far. He'd make a deal you couldn't refuse. He'd take out his cigar. And if you want something to eat, take out, or if you stay, it is, of course, the place they call the Cylinder Cafe. Now back upon the curve, our finance you will find is called the Cylinder Bank, and it's the oldest of its kind. And if you take the time to really groan and moan, then Paul and Bob might even say that you could have a loan. So when you're cruising through our town, please take the time to stop at Snavely's Digging Service and JT Body Shop. And if insurance you should need, well, this will help a lot. We got a family business and it's owned by Endicott. Now if some gravel you should need, or maybe even fill, well, Smaling's Gravel Service, now they will fit the bill. And if you think this ditty is not a bit too long, well, start yourself a business and we'll put you in our song. Now last of all, you really have to meet our Silver Mare. He's got a purple fashion, and you might think he's a bear. But if you should excite the spell most of us call Hank, he'll probably say that you are one of those blank, 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 blank. So take the time to write them down, and maybe you will be what some may be the future part of Cylinder's history. And with your friends you'll have to share your fellowship and love, so all will know that this is sure a gift from up above. Now one more thing you need to do is take a little drive. Go north or south or east or west around the countryside. 'Cause there's the very best of farmers you will ever see. Just count the kids and you will find they're making history. Well, now you've had the tour of our town, as you can see. It's how we got our start and made our history. You're all invited back again to see if we survive. The only thing you'll have to wait till 2085.
Centennial. Please stand as we dedicate this flag. Oldie, would you dedicate the flag?
May that flag that is given you today proudly wave. May we all honor its presence with the assurance that it does us honor. Every thread means justice, every color means liberty. Let us dedicate ourselves anew to those principles set forth by our fathers on July 4th, 1776.
You may be seated. This small community has known its portion of success. A small town thrives on kindly words, deeds to share, and a capacity to care. This is Sylvan. Signs of the past are all around us. No longer is the school or the general store its accustomed place, but there are signs of the present that are important too. The most important of these is that the small town friendliness has and will remain unchanged. So with spirits lifted high, the whole community has turned out to celebrate the Silver Centennial. For months the men have grown beards as in days of old, and the women have put together cookbooks. It is a very special day. The programs, the class reunions, fireworks after dark, acquaintances renewed. The attitude is one of peace.
Governor Branstad is riding in JT Body Shop's 1965 Ford.
First car I had was a 65 Ford convertible.
Oh, I bet you that was good for you, wasn't it? That's great. Senator Burl Preeb, 8th District, riding in Bill Burdick's 1974 Corvette from Emmitsburg. State Representative Daniel Fogarty, 11th District, riding in JT Body Shop's 58 Chevy. State Representative from the 15th District, Sue Mullen, riding in Jerry Johnson's 1964 Chevy from Fenton, Iowa. Hello, Sue. Pretty good. And then we have the mayor and his wife, Henry Bonstetter, and his wife, Carol, riding in JT Body Shop's 1968 Ford in purple again. Hello. That Sue's going to walk away from you in about an hour, Henry. Mayor Diane Wickman from Rodman, and Mayor Jim Thompson from Emmitsburg. We have the mayor's row here. Mayor Joe Conlon from Ruthven. And Mayor Paul Bernhard from Bancroft in a 66 Plymouth. Leading the parade is Sheriff Neary here. If we're incorrect, we'll all be arrested, but we're taking a wild guess at that. As we get this end of the parade started in this part of the town of Cylinder, must have been right. And the sheriff is followed by the American Legion 8th District Colors, as we get to see them for the second time around here in the Centennial Parade.
Stand to the flag.
8th District Colors from the American Legion. And it's the Whittemore Legion post number 425.
All right.
Whittemore Legion post 425, the American Legion post from Marathon number 12. And also we have the Emmitsburg VFW. Also the Ruthven Legion post number 33. The Lorenz VFW Auxiliary. The VFW 10 District Colors also. Mallard Legion post number 345. To present to the Cylinder Centennial, the Emmitsburg Middle School Band, directed by Bob Sackett. Let's listen now to the Emmitsburg Middle School Band. the Cylinder School Song. Grand Marshals Noel Frank and Ella Thompson, riding in Merle Voigt's convertible from Benton, Iowa. Again, the Grand Marshals Lowell Frank and Ella Thompson. Let's give them a nice round of applause. Honorary Grand Marshal Carl Lilovic, who celebrated his 100th birthday, riding in Ralph Lunt's 1969 Ford from Sioux Rapids. Carl Lilovic. Then it's the Cylinder Centennial King and Queen, Tom Naig and Hazel Anderson. Tom Naig and Hazel Anderson. Riding in Harlan Bonstetter, Surrey. Cylinder Centennial Float, pulled by Cylinder Fire Department pickup. And then the Cylinder Fire Department. That's the bumper there. Palo Alto County Port Queen, Tammy Dar from Ayrshire, Iowa, and the Port Princess from Palo Alto County, Mary Lubenthal of Mallard, Iowa. Tammy and Mary. Best overall outfit, Kelly Weisbrod. Girls age 5 to 12. The best overall outfit in the girls age 5 to 12. Kelly Weisbrod. Let me get that right there. Riding in Vic Gerber 64 Mercury. Best overall outfit for the boys, 5 to 12. Travis Depew. Travis Depew, 5 to 12. Best overall outfit. Way to go, Travis. This is beard here, huh?
Yeah, beard.
Best overall beard and best overall woman's costume. Tilford Eglund is the beard winner. Look at Tilford. Look at him. 2 eyes and a mouth. And Pat Schmeling. Pat Schmeling. Best overall woman's costume. Way to go, Tilford and Pat. Give them a nice round of applause. Here's the 69 Dodge Charger from JT's Body Shop of Cylinder. It's a replica of the General Lee. There we go. Here's the Steiger Ag Aviation from Whittemore, Iowa. Here's that airplane. Old Gold's 1955 champion Studebaker from Newell, Iowa. Gerald Zielinski.
I don't have a number. I'm just coming back from Minnesota.
You're not alone.
Jensvold Motor Company, Emmitsburg, Iowa. Ford Mercury Thunderbird. I try to find it on here. What do you got there? What number? 36? Gerald Zielinski 39 Chevy from Terrell, Iowa. This is Dick Endicott, 1950 Lincoln. Thank you very much. And now we get into some of the floats. Here's the AAL St. Paul Branch 1753 from Emmitsburg, Iowa, a float for the Cylinder Centennial Parade. Happy 100th birthday to Cylinder. Here's Elliot Waldschmidt and a 1937 Alice Chalmers from Cylinder, Iowa. Hello, Elliot.
Kitchen platter from Bancroft.
And now coming next down the Cylinder Centennial Parade Pike, the Kitchen Clatter from Bancroft, Iowa. They're making some noise in the kitchen. And they're throwing candy also. You can tell by the kids rummaging around. And after the Kitchen Clatter, oh, that's some very nice music. Let me call you sweetheart. You're doing my shorts. No, I'm in love with you. Fairfield ACA 4-H Club. They have a nice float for us here. Hello. How are you? Happy 100th birthday to Cylinder. Here we have a couple of pooper scoopers in disguises. I'm going to tell you who the pooper scoopers are today. They do a very important job. In fact, right after the parade announcer, that is second on the list, Larry Egland, Jamie Devon, Don Hagen, Kurt Bonstetter, and Mark Snavely are the 5 pooper scoopers for this parade. And now we go to Spencer Shrine ATV Corps, 14 ATV 6-wheel units. Lock up your dishes and your daughters as here they come. Coming down the pike in a cloud of dust. The Spencer Shrine ATV Corps.